Yes. So YouTube for me started in the shutdown. So everything was shutting down. I couldn't teach classes. I wasn't meeting with clients. And thank goodness for Zoom, right? I mean, I'm thankful for Zoom. My business grew because it added a whole new, just kind of like avenue to my business, which I was so thankful for. So I turned to Zoom for my classes. I was like, what is this YouTube thing? People were pushing me to try YouTube, and I'm like, not for me. I'm like, no way. Well, then I wanted to try it. So I tried it. I'm hooked. I love it. I love the microcosm of Fit Squad because Fit Squad is kind of like our community in the big world of YouTube. It's kind of like our safe space. My whole thing is community and friendship and encouragement. I've seen such success in that. So Fit Squad keeps me going because, Deanna, YouTube is hard. It takes time creating content, producing, editing. I mean, come on. Most of us are one women or one men shows, and it takes a lot of time. So there has to be a reason why you're doing it. I'm doing it because it is my heart. I've connected with you guys. I love my Fit Squad. I truly love you. And I want to plan a retreat. It's just when I can find the time to do it, we're all going to get together.
I'm already planning a retreat.
Yeah, we're planning.
I'm already planning it.
You are?
I'm going to be announcing it in 2 months, so you got to wait. But I'm not ready to announce it yet. But I am planning it. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited!
That's a spoiler. So yes, save your dollars because we're going to have a retreat. We're going to have the best time ever, and it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. But that's all I can tell you guys about it for now. Is that I am planning it. It is going to happen, and y'all are invited. But that's yeah.
That's so fun. That makes me so happy.
So if anybody wants to come to my retreat, you want. Anyway, tell us about the Fit Squad, because just in case there are people that are on here that, haven't really gone full effect into our community, don't really know who the Fit Squad is. We talk a lot about the Fit Squad, but for those that don't know, that are just, stumbling upon this video, curious, let them know what the Fit Squad is.
The Fit Squad is one level deeper than YouTube. It's a private connection with me and with everyone in the Fit Squad. So I offer daily workouts, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, various times. And on Saturdays, the Fit Squad works out together for 30 minutes and then 1 hour, one time a month. And we work out. Misty, hi Misty. So we work out together. And then on Saturdays, the mics are open. And you know what? It's interaction. So we have this group chat on Instagram. If someone has a question, like Deanna was like, I've been doing these 80s videos. Deanna's like, can you do one just for the Fit Squad without ads or anything? So that's on my agenda. I'm doing that next week for the Fit Squad. So if the Fit Squad asks for certain workouts, I'll do those workouts. We are there. We support each other. We love each other. On Saturday mornings, we work out together live on Zoom and we interact. If someone has a question, like if Misty's like, or anyone part of the group is like, hey, can you help me out with jump roping or with core or something? I'll be like, let's meet beforehand or after and we'll talk about it. So if you want to dive into fitness more or your fitness journey more, it's really a great community for you to do that. It's a safe place. YouTube sometimes can seem like a wilderness, can seem like, wow, like anyone can see your stuff. But this private membership is a safe place where we can share, where we can work out, where we can grow together. And I've seen you guys, I've seen the Fit Squad growing, getting stronger, and just really being successful in reaching their goals and moving forward.
So I'm a member of the Fit Squad. The Fit Squad is really we do all kinds of different exercise, but anybody can participate. It doesn't matter what your fitness level is. We do modifications for everything so that if you are at, just a beginner level, there's modifications that you can do. And she helps guide you through that. She'll help work you through what you can do. She'll talk to you about it and coach you on it. And then she'll even coach you whenever you are progressing. She's like, she's watching us. She makes sure that we have proper form, that we're doing the exercises appropriately. If we're not, she's going to say, hey, hold on. We don't want you to get hurt. We want to make sure you're doing it right. This is how you should do it. Let's try it again. And then if we're doing, if it seems like we need to move up in weight, she'll let us know. Like she's always, coaching us and guiding us along in our fitness. So it's really helpful. And then we're doing it with our friends, with our people. It's like going to a class, but you don't have to go anywhere. You're just in your home doing it. And it's so awesome. With minimal equipment, you really don't need much at all.
That's right. Thanks, Deanna. I appreciate that. It's all levels. It's for all levels. You don't have to be like a professional fitness person. You could be a beginner. I mean, and look, you guys, a lot of you were beginners in the beginning and you're not anymore because of consistency and the work you've put in. So I've seen you guys progress. And that's another thing that makes me so happy about Fit Squad. It's seeing you guys just progress. It's wonderful.
It is. I love it. And I thank you. And I appreciate you for being there for us, for, really taking the time out and to do all the things that you do for us. We have a lot of side conversations, just talk about our goals, our resolutions, our, plans, our health plans, our food, all different things. We talk about all kinds of things on her channel. So if you don't know her, you can check her out. Make sure you can check her out on all of the things. So she's on she's on YouTube. Wow. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. She's all over the place. So you can just check her out everywhere that she is.
Thanks, Deanna.
All the places. So make sure to do that. So on the fitness thing, is there anything else you kind of wanted to say about fitness now that we've, let you plug your stuff? Just playing.
Fitness can be a daunting word for a lot of people. People think of fitness and they think fitness. Fitness doesn't have to be that complicated. It doesn't have to be something that you have to strive for. Fitness can be fun. Another F word. Fitness can be fun. Fitness should be fun for you, right? Fitness can be fun. It should be fun. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. Find what works for you. Fitness is for everybody. It needs to be. It's like brushing your teeth. It's like washing your face. We've got to move our bodies. What does that look like for you?
What does it look like?
That's what I say about fitness. Because a lot of people are like, fitness, I have to go to the gym 5 days a week. I have to work out an hour when I go to the gym. I have to find out how to use the machines. No. I mean, great if you'd like to do that, but do what works for you. Keep it simple, and then progress.
So she has a great series on her channel that's just like little 5-minute videos. And that's kind of how I started with my journey, was just doing the 5 minutes. And then I was like, oh, okay, this isn't as scary or, anything that I thought it was. And that's just where I began. And then it just, kind of grew from there. So yeah, I started with walking. It was just walking. And then I started adding the strength training because I knew that that was something that I really wanted as I go on, especially with, aging. All the things tell you that you should be doing some form of resistance or strength training as you get older. It's just going to benefit you. And I was like, this is the best time to get started and to make it a habit and to bring it into my life as something that I value and make it something that I, just believe in as, part of my identity.
Yes, that's so good, Deanna, how you've incorporated it into your life and how it's helped you. I mean, not just physically, but mentally. Physical fitness is just part of 3 rings. It's physical, spiritual, mental. They're all connected. If you're lacking in one, you're going to feel it in all. So it's like, let's keep that physical ring going because it's really important for our overall well-being.
It sure is. It sure is. So, Misty, hello. I just want to say hello to everybody. Becky, Cheryl, Frugal Mama, Sharia, call you by your real name, sorry. Everybody, welcome, Mary. Welcome. So the easiest move from fitness is the word fun. That's the easiest one to move to after we talk about fitness. Did anybody? Oh yeah, Cheryl said fun and friends. That's the Fit Squad. We're fun. We're friends.
Yay.
Like Kirsten's 80s videos that she's doing now. And then we get to figure out if we're swiveling or swerving.
I know. I don't even know. It's because it's kind of new to me right now. Like I did it back in the 80s, but now I'm like, wow.
It's all brand new. It's like, oh
Yeah,
my
it's like new again.
Fun. Okay, so fun. I think that weight loss can be fun. I know that there are, if you watch my channel, okay, I'm not saying it's fun all the time. It's hard. There's going to be stressful times. There's going to be disappointing times. But on the same side of the coin, or no, on the different side of the coin, it can also be fun. So there's all kinds of challenges that you can do to kind of make it fun. There's fun ways, to switch up your foods. What other ways do you think that you can make weight loss fun? And don't be afraid to put in the chat how you think you can make weight loss fun.
I mean, personally, Deanna, I think when you make it social, it can be fun. So, I mean, our Houston #Houston Fit Squad, they meet up every Sunday and they walk. And so when you make it social, when you make it about friends, when you make it about accountability, like, people are expecting to see you, they're looking forward to seeing you. That kind of makes it fun. I mean, you guys know, like if someone's missing, I'm like, hey, like, where's Amy? Or, where's, Angie? Or reach out. We're all kind of involved. So making it social really, really helps. And there we go back to community. It's not an isolation activity. And it can be. Some people love to work out alone, and I think that's fantastic. And there's a time and a place for that, but there's that community. I mean, you've heard of races, the Spartan races, things like that. That's all team-based. There's something behind that that works.
Exactly. And speaking of that, so I was, getting into these steps challenge with Derek's Journey's channel. So if you guys don't know Derek, check out Derek's Journey on YouTube. But he does these, steps challenges like every other month where, we're just put on random teams. And then the goal is to, get as many steps as you can. And then we're just all working as a team to get the most steps. And it's just fun. It's camaraderie. It's community. It's all of those things. So check out that. So I was doing these steps challenges, and I was going out to parks, and I was going all these different places. And I really wanted to get into, more hiking. I went on a couple of hikes by myself, but it wasn't kind of filling me up the way that I wanted to. It was great. It was enjoyable, but there was like scary moments when you're out on a 4-mile trail and it's early in the morning and then you're by yourself. It's not as comfortable as you would like it to be. So I needed friends that like to go hiking. So all of my friends trying to lose weight, they're not into that kind of activity. So I had to find a new friend group in order to be able to do this. So it was synergistic the way that it came. I was mentioning that I wanted it to happen. I went on Reddit and lo and behold, this random post came up. This girl was starting this hiking club, and it's called the Fat Stoner Babes Hiking Club. But we were just rated the #1 hiking club in St. Louis. But you don't have to be a fat, or you don't have to be a stoner, and you don't have to be a babe in order to join the group. It's just the name of the group. It's not like, they're going around and just, sitting on every tree stump and, smoking or whatever. We're actually hiking. But it was a fun group. And I just it just came to me at the right moment. But it was so amazing. And now I've got these, people, and then we're connecting on different things. So, looking for these different things. I'm sure that there are things in your community, if you were to go looking for them, that are doing fun activities the way that you like, so that you could meet people local to you that you can work out with. If you don't have people local, join the Fit Squad, because we're here. We work out Saturday mornings. Well, they work out like every day. Never mind. They work out all the time. I only join on Saturday mornings because it doesn't really work very well with my schedule.
We all do what works for us, right? And we all do what works for us with our schedules, with what we're able to do, physically or mentally. So yeah, you do what works for you.
Hey, Caitlin, welcome. Thanks for joining. She's not going to be chatting. She's listening but we appreciate you coming. And if it's not fun, you're less likely to do it. Walking doesn't seem like work. It's just something I do for fun. It also helps you stay in shape. That's me too. I love walking. I can walk for hours and it's not a big deal. I can listen to my podcasts. I can turn on music. It's fun. I like walking. So running, not so much, because every time I try and run, I'm always like, oh my God, this feels like work. Why did I do this? And then I'm counting and it's like a minute, stop for a minute, walk, run for a minute. It's work. And it's just not as relaxing as walking, but I can walk for hours and it's fun. So I'm right there with you. And then for Misty, walking is not fun for her unless she's with other people. So everybody's going to have their own idea of what fun is and how to incorporate it in. Strangers are a little scary. I admire you. Oh man, it was worrisome. I was like, I don't know. And then I got lost and that wasn't fun.
Do you carry something like to protect yourself?
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I do. I have mason weapons.
Okay. Ooh, okay. I was like, spray. She's like, weapons. I'm like, don't mess with Deanna.
I live in a not safe neighborhood. So it's like, yeah. And then I have my big 100-pound dog and people mostly see Loki and they're not going to mess with him. So
Loki's scary. Like if you don't know him, you'd see him and be like, whoa.
Yay. Just finished your 10K while watching. I was, before we got started, I was finishing up my steps too.
Nice.
Finishing up my steps. Because I have to get 430,000 steps this month.
Deanna, I love your goals.
It's a lot.
Awesome.
So behind me right here, right there, that envelope, that's my money envelope for if I hit my goal every single month. I put $20 in every month that I hit my goal. And then at the end of the year, I'll get to go and buy myself some nice shoes. And they probably won't be athletic.
I love that. They won't be athletic. I love that, Deanna. That is super cool.
No, they'll be fun fashion shoes because athletic shoes you have to buy because they like wear out every 6 months. It's like time for a new pair of, athletic shoes. So I can't but fun fashion shoes, that's something that's like splurge. That's something that I can really be like, ooh, look at these shoes that and like, these are my big 2023, fancy shoes, like whatever. So I'll share
them when you buy them. Can you share? Because I was like, Deanna, I love your top. Look how fun her top is. So sparkly. I love sparkles.
I love fashion. Oh, yes. Fun and fashion. There we go.
Fun and fashion. There you go.
Okay. So we talked about fun and we talked about fitness. There was another, we were talking offline. We were talking and nobody else brought this word up, but I think it's an important word to bring up. So I want to talk. Oh, wait, somebody did. Somebody was like eavesdropping on us, I think. Cheryl.
Ooh, look at all
she
those.
said the word
Cheryl.
Family. So you were like, I can talk about family. So what do you want to say about family?
So family is important because if you are on a weight loss journey or a health journey, we will be more successful if we have support from our family. There's been a lot of research done that you will be, I don't even know specifically the percentage, but it's something like 85% more. You're more likely to be more successful in your weight loss health journey if the people in your inner circle, which tend to be your family that you live with under your roof, are supportive. So it's really, really important. I mean, I used to work with kids. I did kids fitness and I had to talk to the parents, of course, right? And get the parents on board for nutrition. And so it's just super important to have the people around you. I mean, Perry and I, so Perry's my husband. 2 years ago, he was like, I want you to keep me accountable. And I was like, are you sure on YouTube? And he's like, yes. So I kept him accountable and it's been great because I keep him accountable, and he's still like, we're both eating healthy, and it's just easier under the same household to eat healthy, to make good decisions, to exercise or to walk together or whatever. I mean, it's just a little bit divisive if you're kind of off doing your own thing and the other person in your household is doing his or her own thing. So
Mhm.
family is really important for your success.
Huh. My husband is supportive, but we don't do all the things together. Like
That's okay. You don't have to do
I have
everything
to,
together.
I always have to make sure that with meals that I, add in my veggies and stuff like
Yep.
that. Because if it was up to him, there's just going to be potatoes. It's just going to be potatoes. That's all. I need green vegetables. Like I need more than just potatoes. So family is important. And I feel, I really feel for people because I see a lot with teenagers who are, trying to lose weight and their family's just not on board. And they just struggle so hard because, their family's not there. And it's like, it's, I feel for them because, what they're not in charge. They don't have the ability. Sorry.
Right. No, I know what you're saying, Deanna. I know what you're saying. And the thing is here with your husband, the first thing you said was he's supportive. Well, that's all that matters. Like we all have different tastes or whatever, but the fact that he's supportive of you, that's the main thing. That's what's important is that support.
He rolls his eyes at me all the time whenever I talk about the steps, but that's it. He just rolls my eyes like, oh, you and your steps again. Like, it's what I do. It's fun. I don't know what to tell you. And it's mood boosting. So you should be happy because I'm not crappy all the time.
Yes, that's for sure. That's for sure.
So definitely family. So how would you approach if somebody is having difficulty with their family and having a conversation with them in order to help them get on the same page as you?
I would like professionally, I would be like, let's have a sit in. Let's all chat and let's see what's going on. Because there's always like a why behind everything. There's a why. And so basically, I would just kind of have a sit in and just let them talk. But it's really hard. It's really hard for people to self disclose in a group setting, and they may say something in a group setting that they don't really mean, and they go behind closed doors, and then it's back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if it's hard and it can get very, very complex with all of that. But the more honest you are, and if the person, my client who is seeking to, they're on a journey, they want to lose weight or they want to get stronger, I would say, what's your why in front of their, family, in front of their significant others, and for the others to hear their why and to hear the deep down reason why they're on this journey, that might change their mind a little bit, and to
Mm-hmm.
love them where they're at and to support them, encourage them, because you know what? It's always way more than just losing weight. I want to lose weight. Nah, 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 nah. Let's get deeper than that. So when your loved one hears that deep reason, then that sometimes is a prompting of, you know what? I need to support them. And like I said, it can be complex, it can be difficult. And I mean, personally, I've never, in all of my years, I've never had family members that were like, yeah, we're not going to be supportive. So that's a good thing. That's a good
Mm-hmm.
thing.
I know for some people that whenever, you're on a journey and you're trying to lose weight, that for the other person, your partner or your family or whatever, it does bring up a lot of fear. So they're afraid, of what that change is going to mean for them. How is that going to change what we do? How's that going to change how we go out to eat? How's that going to change when we go to the movies? How's it going to change our other entertainment activities? What happens if, you lose weight and then you find me unattractive? What happens? There's a lot of thoughts that are going in their mind as well. So it's, really important to have conversations and discussions as it's going on to make all parties feel comfortable and secure, and to think about it from their perspective, and to just have the conversations, to talk and be open about it so that everybody can have an understanding, because they're having, they're thinking things too. Also, it's so deep whenever we think about family, because at one point in time, they might be a person who brought you gifts of food. And now, they're like, they've been trained that you really like it whenever you bring them gifts of food. But now all of a sudden, gifts of food are unacceptable. And you're like, but that I'm trying to. And they're like, but I just saw it. And think about it. It's a habit for them. You've trained them to bring you food. You liked it. And now all of a sudden you're making this big change. And then all of a sudden, you get mad or you get upset and you think they're being unsupportive because they brought you food, when that wasn't their intention at all. You trained them to bring you food, and they just forgot that you were like, they had a temporary moment of insanity and forgot, so we have to, be patient with the people as we change, and we're going to have to help them change as well, especially with the different, activities and all of these things. So it's really, really complex whenever we think about family. It's not it's not a simple thing at all.
Well, I would say, Deanna, the crux of the matter is communication. Let's talk about it.
It is.
There's a lot of what ifs in fear. Okay, so let's take out those what ifs. Let's replace them with, this is what we're going to do. We're still going to go to movies. I'm going to air pop my popcorn and I'll bring it in my bag. There are alternatives, so you can still maintain your lifestyle, but still make healthier choices. As far as the treat goes, maybe save that for a day where you can have a treat, or maybe cut it in half and say, you know what, thank you so much for this treat. I'm going to have a bite of it tonight, and I'm going to have the rest on Saturday. Or say, thank you so much. I so appreciate this treat. You know what's a treat for me now that I'm on this journey is like a bowl of like strawberries and grapes. Like, I would love that. I know that doesn't sound appealing right now, but communications, options, you can make it work. And it doesn't have to be fear-based. You can reassure him that your life is not going to change. Healthy choices that you make is not going to change your relationship, not going to change what you do. It's just a little tweak here, little tweak there.
Yep.
I love that, Misty. I love that it's like a domino effect, because they're seeing you and your mama, your brother, your stepdad. That's amazing. And it's inspiring. People see you guys and they're like, I want that. And that's what being successful on your health and wellness journey is doing, is you're inspiring other people. You're inspiring the people in your circle. I tell you guys that all the time. I'm like, you guys may not believe it, but you are an inspiration to everyone in your circle.
Very much so. Yes. So another F word that I want to bring up is fortitude, having, mental strength. And I'm going to kind of tie that one back into the whole friends and family situation with the fortitude, because a lot of times, so how many people have tried to lose weight, and then you try for a little while and then you give up, and then you try for a little while and then you give up, and then you try for a little while and you give up. So your friends and your family, they're sitting in the background, like waiting for okay, so when's she going to drop the ball on this one? When's she going to drop the ball on this one? So you've got to have the fortitude. You've got to have that mental strength to get through the hard times, to press on, to carry on, to keep going, to keep working at it, and to keep reminding them that this is something that you value. This is something that is important to you. This is part of who you are, or who you are becoming. It is your thing. And then they'll start to, get with it whenever you have that mental strength. But I know some people, some families, some friends, they're really resistant, and they're just kind of waiting. They're waiting, but you've got to show that, no, this is what I'm doing. And you're just going to have to, get on board with it.
And so as they're watching you, and as you continue to be strong, you are inspiring them. Yes. And you may spur them on to make some positive changes. I would say, Deanna, well, you're not going to give yourself an out. You aren't going to give yourself a choice, because this is a lifestyle. Yes, we have bad days. Yes, we fall off sometimes. Yes, we get emotional. Yes, we're tired. Yes, 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 yes. Anyway, you get up the next day, you start over again. When they see that, when they see your fortitude, when they see your actions, they're going to be like, wow, she means it this time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can try it.
So you make that commitment to yourself. That's what we have to do. We have to keep that commitment to ourselves.
Yes.
Regardless of, what's coming up. So
here's the deal. You either do it on your own or you have a doctor telling you, okay, you need to lose weight. You need to do this. You need to do that. Do it on your own before a doctor prescribes you to lose weight and do this and that, because you have to. Because I guarantee you, if you don't do it on your own, your doctor's going to tell you
at some
point, right?
At some point, they're going to tell you. I don't know, like many people that don't have that happen to them. I don't know them. So yeah, that's fun. I love that. I love that was very passionate. Too much fun. We're having fun. So what else yeah, be fierce. Have that fortitude because you're fabulous.
I love forgive. I love that word forgive, because you know what? We need to be forgiving to ourselves. So when we have a bad day, when we miss a workout, when we don't get our steps in, when work is so busy that you can't do what you had planned that day, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, show yourself grace, get up the next day and then try your hardest, because it's not all or nothing. And I say that all the time. It's not all or nothing. You have a bad day. It doesn't mean you're going to have a bad week. Doesn't mean you're going to have a bad month. You have 2 bad days. That's just 2 bad days. Forgive yourself. Start over again. It is not all or nothing. It never is.
Never is.
I love that word. Good job, Cheryl.
I love that word too. Forgiving myself is the hardest. And sometimes, forgiveness can go even deeper than just while you're in the journey. You might have to forgive yourself for your past. You might have to forgive yourself for things that happened years ago.
Yes.
Forgive yourself whenever those things come up. Just think of yourself as, that small child growing up. You're not going to be mad at that child for whatever they did. You would forgive them for what they did. Think of yourself like that. That person was a small child and they didn't know any different. Even if you were 32, I don't care. Just think of yourself that way. You would give forgiveness. You would give your best friend forgiveness.
Yes, Deanna, that's right. Treat yourself like you would your best friend, right? Show yourself forgiveness because you are precious. And I know, Misty, I know it's really hard. And it's like when we are working out physically, it's like stuff does come up from our past, and it is therapeutic to really work. When you're working physically, it brings stuff out, and it is very therapeutic to work through those things.
It is. Yep. And, just because you forgive yourself, one time you might think, it might still come up, and you might have to forgive yourself 50 times, 100 times, 1,000 times before you truly believe it. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. It's gonna catch on eventually. But
I know with Misty and I, with our faith, I know that helps us out a lot as far as
faith.
Oh, faith. That's a good F word. I didn't even plan that. Yeah, our faith helps with that because we know who we are in Christ, and he forgives us. So my goodness, we need to forgive ourselves.
Mm-hmm. So there's definitely a lot in faith. I know that that there's a lot there. I'm not a really as religious as you and Misty are, but I do believe in the whole universe and everything like that. And I do believe in a higher power, but I do believe that faith plays a lot of it. And I believe that having that trust and that, just knowing helps. It really helps.
We are not the end all get all, right? We are not.
Right. It's not possible.
Yeah, no, we're not. Thank goodness. Thank goodness we're not.
Oh, Forgiveness gives you freedom.
Amen.
Ooh,
That's amazing.
awesome. Misty said, fake it.
Wait, fake what?
Fake it. So my husband, whenever I lost 80 pounds on Weight Watchers back in 1999, my first husband, he would always say, fake it till you make it. That was like the motto, fake it till you make it. Just act, pretend like you're a thin person when you're not. Like, and that was my thing that I did whenever, I was losing my weight whenever back then. So I knew all about faking it. I would pretend all the time because I didn't necessarily believe that I was like that thin person. I didn't believe that I was a person that could do that. So I faked it. But this time I've worked it in the opposite. And now I believe 100% in myself. I don't have to fake anything. I know that I'm going to get to my goal. It's taking me longer than I want it to do, but I know that I will get there. And I know that I will stay there this time because I'm taking the slow road in order to make sure that I am developing healthy habits, good friend circles, a great support system, and it's becoming part of my identity and not a mask that I'm wearing.
So hold on. So you just opened up a little door for me, and I love when that happens. So you actually in the past have faked your journey?
I didn't fake it as I really lost the weight. I lost all the 80
So
pounds,
why would you say you're faking?
but it was fake in that's a good question. Well, once I got there, I believed it, but I didn't believe it as I was getting there. So I had to just pretend. So
But you lost the weight.
I did. So once I got there, I was fine and I believed in myself and everything was all fine and good. But while I was going through the journey,
Okay.
I didn't believe and I didn't think that it was going to stick and I didn't think it was going to stay and I didn't think I had it in me and I didn't think I could do it. But then I just kept pressing through and I was able to do it. And then it actually changed everything that I thought about myself from that moment on. It's really complicated. So I had just such a low self-esteem. It was just like trash. I had none. And then that gave me all the self-esteem that even whenever I was, 266 pounds, I had a good self-esteem. I felt great about myself. I felt proud about myself. I even liked my body. And there was nothing that I didn't really, completely, I wasn't. So whenever which is really funny. So whenever I lost the 80 pounds, I only weighed 200 pounds whenever I started. And I hated myself. I was disgusted. Everything was miserable.
Why?
Everything was bad. I don't know why. That's just, that's who I was at that time in my 20s. And I don't know. But from losing the weight, I started to gain confidence that I realized that, oh my God, I was this person all along. Nothing changed. I'm not a different person because I lost weight. I'm still the same me. And then it just gave me this ability to be, free or whatever. So it just changed my whole entire, I don't know, whatever.
It's fascinating. Fascinating to talk to you. Like I know it's happened with Misty too, to get an inside look as to like what you're thinking on your journeys. And yeah, I just, I love to learn and I love to learn from you guys when you share as far as like what you're going through in your journeys. It's fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing the work, but I was saying fake it till you make it because I guess I just didn't believe that I was doing the work, but I was doing it. So it wasn't really like I was faking it.
But that was like your mindset. Your mindset was like, I'm just going to do this thing.
Yes. Yeah. It was just weird and probably some kind of messed up way of thinking about it, but it got me there to where I wanted to be.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
I don't know.
Very good. But you're very in tune. Like you're very in tune with where you were then, where you are now, and you obviously learned from it. And so that's what I mean. It's all part of your journey. This is not about losing weight, you guys. This is about finding yourself. It's about finding your true self. It's about growing into who you are supposed to become, right? We're not staying in yesterday. We're staying in tomorrow and in the future. That is the person that we want to be. And I don't know about you guys, but I always want to better myself. I want to better myself somehow, physically, mentally, spiritually. What does that look like? What does that look like for you guys?
For for sure. So, ooh.
A lot of F words, a lot of good F words.
How do I recover from that? So I just share everything. I'm sorry if I overshare. You guys are just going to know me all way too well, but
No such
you
thing as
know.
oversharing.
So that was fun. What word we were on just now? Fake it. Oh yeah, fake it.
Fake it.
I was
Yes.
like, how did we even get there? Okay. So focus and friends. I think we've talked about friends. I'm so glad that you guys are all here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to the replay. I appreciate you. I do consider you my friends. So yes, just from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. Just wanted to, I'm thinking about it. It's just, I don't appreciate you guys enough, and I should do it more. Ooh, I often don't believe it, but I do it anyway. It's just like, just gonna carry on. So there's something that I wanted to talk about. Oh, God, this cracks me up. We're not gonna talk about that. Don't eat those foods if you don't like the consequences of the foods. That's all I can say. Use your timing well.
That's right. Don't eat high fiber before a workout.
Yeah. So before my journey, okay, now I'm really going to overshare. Really, should I share this at all? Well, I already said it.
Yes.
So it's coming out now. So before I started losing weight, I just had a really, really terrible diet. So there was lots of flatulence. So I was really worried about going to exercise because of the things I was eating and how much I was eating and everything. That was like a consequence of that. And I didn't realize how much of a consequence it was. And now it's like way minimized compared, like almost never compared to before, whenever I had like this trash diet that was just causing all of this gas and stuff within me. And it was, I just realized, like, one day I was like, it's been a really long time since and I was like, wow, that's because of the way I'm eating. Like, but it was just really, so that's one of the good things about, this, eating, a good, nice, healthy, balanced way.
It's a domino effect. Once you start at something like regular exercise, you're going to be like, well, wait a minute, I have to fuel my body. I don't want to eat this before exercise. So one thing leads to another and leads to another. It's wonderful. Better sleep. We go to sleep. I need to sleep more because I have a busy morning. I'm going to get up and work out. I need my sleep. I need more water, right? More water. So it's like domino effect. Good. It's good.
Very good. Oh, thanks, Jess, for making me, share that out there with the world. The whole world knows now. Thanks. Not just these 9 people. Oh, okay. So I wanted to talk about something because it's like a trendy thing that comes up on all the socials. But I wanted to talk about food freedom. Food freedom. I see this food freedom all the time. What do you think about whenever, and leave in the comments too, what do you think about whenever somebody says food freedom?
What does that mean? Because I think I have food freedom. You have food freedom, right? I mean, no one's sitting here saying like, you can't eat that. You can't, unless you live unless you're in prison. I mean, we all have food freedom. We're just choosing the foods that we want to eat. I can eat anything I want. I don't want to eat anything. I don't want to eat certain foods. I want to eat healthy foods that make me feel good, that make me perform my best. And that's healthy for my body because I want to take care of my body. It's the only body I have. And so I choose certain nutritious foods because I want to. There is freedom in that.
Mm-hmm. Right? Exactly. So yes, a lot of people talk about food freedom and they're like, oh, stop obsessing over food. Stop, doing this. You can eat the things. And then they use it as like a selling thing. But you get to choose your thoughts about how you think about food. And you can choose to have freedom. So even a person that, has severe allergies and can't eat certain foods, they can choose to think of how they think about that and what they think
Yeah.
food
A
freedom
mindset.
means. It's a mindset, it's a choice. So if you're feeling like restricted or overwhelmed or any certain ways, these are things that you can choose how you want to think about it. You don't have to always believe what you're thinking or think that that's the only way to think about it. You have the freedom to change your thoughts about it. So it's good to hear from other people, like what she just said. She's got the freedom. She can eat all the foods. Like she just chooses that she doesn't want to eat them because they're not going to energize her. They're not going to make her feel good. They're not going to contribute to the lifestyle that she wants to live or helping her, get up the next day, whatever. So it's just a choice, but she's got all the freedom in the world.
So Deanna, so what would you say? Do you have food freedom?
I do have food freedom, 100%.
That's great.
And
So
I don't think about food all day at all.
okay.
I just eat my meals whenever I'm hungry. And then, I'm not thinking about when am I going to get my next meal? I'm not thinking about what are my next snacks? I'm not constantly online searching out the next best recipe. I just eat when I'm hungry and then I just go about my day. I don't overcomplicate it, but
The bottom line is you have to do what works for you. Some people do not like a restricted diet. Some people can tweak their diet a little bit. Some people, it's not about diet at all. So the bottom line is you have to do what works for you, period. And in your own timing. Sometimes it's a progression. Sometimes it's a journey. You know what? I'm going to start with fitness and then I tell my clients, choose one thing, get rid of one thing in your diet, one thing, whether it's sodas, whether it's a late night snack, whether it's snacking at noon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Choose one thing to get rid of. We start small and then we work from there. I think the biggest mistake we make is when we're like, all or nothing. This is what I'm going to do. Food is not good or bad. It is food. Amen, Misty.
So I love talking about that because I just think sometimes it gets on my nerves a little bit and it's like, stop, I think the more that people say it on, as trying to, sell things or whatever, that the more it gets into people's head and the more they start to feel like that they're uncomfortable with the choices that they're making. And they're like, oh my God, I don't have freedom. And it's like, but you do have freedom. Just don't play into that,
Yes. Well, I think when people sign up for certain programs, I'm just going to throw one out. I've never done it, but like Nutrisystem or something like that, where they send you the meal packages, then your food freedom looks a little different,
Yes,
right?
it does.
So, but that was your choice. So you were free to make that choice. You made that choice, and now you're doing that. So yeah.
You were free to make that choice. So this is, so there's a good way to think about it. This is really helping me out. This is, it's just a change of thought process versus, just whatever. So yeah. I think it's like just change your mindset about it. If you start feeling that way, say, no, that's not really how I feel about it. I feel this way about it. Make it a way that to where you're feeling, another F word, good. If we feel good about things, it makes it a lot easier for us to continue doing what we're doing whenever we're feeling good about it.
Yes.
When we think that it's a great choice, it just makes it easier. So
yes. Me too, Misty. Me too.
Oh, why won't it let me click on that? What's going on? What am I doing? Food freedom to me is eating in a way that I don't feel restricted or guilty because of what someone else tells you. But it's different for everybody. So we got to, that's the thing. We all have, the freedom to choose. We all, our own people. We got to do what's good for us. So the next word I wanted to talk about before we go, and I'm probably going to run a little long since like 3 minutes long since I started a little late. You guys get your full dose of us because we're having fun and we're jiving here. Feeding your head and your heart. So I kind of cheated here, but something that is really helpful is feeding your head and heart. So for me, as a person who once identified as a emotional eater. I'm getting a lot better, so I don't want to keep saying that I personally identify as a stress eater or as an emotional eater, because I really don't as much anymore. There are a few instances where it will come up where I do identify as an emotional eater, but I have found that whenever I'm feeding my head and I'm feeding my heart with things that fill me up and give me joy, when I'm grateful, when I feel like I am blessed, whenever, you know, I feed myself that give me those things, that those bad emotions don't come up. There's less feelings of that bad craving habit that I had as an emotional eater. But it's just by making sure that I'm filling my life with things that feed me joy. So I feed my head and I feed my heart things that, again, I'm back to that feel good, the feeling of feeling good.
So when you say you feed your head, what does that look like?
Oh, feeding my head. It's like feeding myself uplifting stories, feeding myself good music, feeding myself um, just connection and joy, different things like that.
I agree with you 100%. What we consume in is what we
Mm-hmm.
expel. So what we
Yep.
allow into us, I would be careful to let too much junk in, because you know what's going to come
Mm-hmm.
out? Junk. And so
Yep.
for me, like personally, it's starting my day in scripture, and focusing on what is true, what is noble, what is right, what is pure, what is lovely, what is admirable, what is excellent, what is praiseworthy. It is not worth it to focus on the negative. It's not worth it to focus on mistakes I've made, or, feel bad about something. Focus on the good, focus on the positive. Let the positive in, let the good in, let the good people in, listen to positive messages, good music. Why are you going to let bad stuff in?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so like there's certain like TV programs, like you watch them, and then if you like really sit back and think about it, they can influence your mood. They can influence, different things. So it's like, stuff like that. Like, why am I watching this stuff whenever it makes me feel like trash?
I had to stop watching some stuff. I had to disallow it because I mean, all right, I'll self-disclose. I used to watch like CSI and all those, like, I was obsessed, and I was like, you know what? That's not good. I don't need to be watching that stuff at nighttime. And so I've redirected. I read at nighttime now. I read my scripture, and that's good for me to go to bed and be like, in a happy place.
Oh, it's hard to find what works for you and not feel guilty about it. I do think I can understand that a little bit. It is hard because of what the previous comment said here. You've got all of these different things out there telling you this is the right diet, that's the right diet, this is the right diet. And everybody, so all of these diets, all of, a lot of, I'm not saying everybody, but there people are out there because they want to sell you products. They want to sell you a cookbook. They want to sell you a program. They want to make money. They want to sell you different things. So a lot of it is driven by corporations, money, all of these things. But if you experiment and you get curious and you try them out and you track the data, give it a good 30 days, try that diet out. Does this diet work for me for 30 days? How does it work in my head? Does it feel good in my head? Do I enjoy this diet? How does it feel in my body? Do I enjoy this body? Do I enjoy the way it feels in my body? Do I enjoy these foods? And we have to really analyze it and be curious about it. So, like, I don't have, any restrictions on my diet, but I'm not going to eat sugar 7 days a week. I don't have any restrictions on my diet, but I'm not going to eat carbs all the time because of the way they make me feel, because of the cravings that they might bring up. So it's not a restriction. I just don't want to say that I'm following a specific kind of diet, because I don't 100% do that. So, but I think that it's really about experimentation. Try something for 30 days, find what works for, what you love about it, what you like about it, and just keep working on it until you find where's that happy space, really.
Well, honestly, like I don't believe in diets, and every body is different. So what works for Joe or Joanna is not going to work for Sue. Like we're all different, guys, and what works
Hmm.
may not work for you. And so I truly believe in the nuts and bolts of nutrition, which is lean proteins, grains, which is fiber, fruits and vegetables. Simple. It is simple.
Simple.
Doesn't have to be complicated. We don't have to do these crazy diets. Who cares if they're doing it? Who cares if they tell you to do it? Do not empower
Exactly.
them to tell you what's cool and what's not cool. You're your own person. Figure out what works for you. And maybe there's something going on. Maybe you have too much sugar in your diet. Maybe you're eating too many carbs. Maybe you need to add some protein.
Maybe you're not sleeping enough. Maybe
Maybe
you're
you're
not
not
getting
sleeping.
enough
Maybe you're not
water.
drinking enough water. It's most of the time, it's basic stuff. Do not empower a certain group to tell you what to do. Yes, Mary, it's a
Exactly.
lifestyle.
Keep it simple.
Yes, Tasharia. Yes.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it. Other people's opinions are theirs. You do
You
you.
boo.
And
Yes.
that's the thing. We really, it's hard to do you sometimes. I understand that 100%, how
So
hard it can
talk
be
to
to
me
do
about
that.
that. Talk to me about that.
Well, it's just, there's just so much that comes in from all different directions. So it can be hard. And sometimes you want to have, self-doubt. Sometimes you want to have, you want to think that, oh, well, maybe they're right or whatever. It's hard because of all the different messages you get. But, you just got to stick to your guns. It's like, it's
Well,
one of those
here's
things.
one thing that's interesting that you may find interesting, Deanna. So when I first met you, my first thought was, wow, she really sticks to her guns. That's what I thought because you were like, I'm doing it my way. This is what I do. This is what works for me, and this is what I'm going to do. And I was like, yeah, go
Doesn't
girl,
mean it's not hard. It
go
doesn't mean
girl.
it doesn't mean that those thoughts don't come in that
Yeah,
that want to distract me. It's like, that just I've always got the devil and the angel on the shoulder trying to, come on, come to the dark side, it's always there, but
it
you just
comes
have
down
to,
to choices. It comes down to choices. It comes down to what are we talking to ourselves? What are we saying to
oh,
ourselves?
that's so sweet
Because
of you.
we have to be our own best coach, and how we talk to ourselves matters. But how you stick up for what your choices are and how you decide to do your own journey, that's yours. And you always came across to me as a strong woman in that respect.
Well, that's good because you get the 5-minute YouTube video. You don't get the whole
Oh, here
all
it
the
comes.
hours of
Here
the week
it
edited out.
comes.
But it's all there. Sometimes I share it, but sometimes I don't. And
Yeah, I
yeah.
know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like it's so deep seated, you guys. All of this stuff is so deep. And when we chat about it, I mean, honestly, how many times on Fit Squad do we end up in tears?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Because it's deep. There's nothing not deep about this. We can fake it. We can fake it if you want, and we won't get deep. But the only way you're going to change things is to get deep and deal with it. Deal with what's in here. Why, what's going on down here, right?
Yep. And the fear comes up. There's so many things that come up. And it's part of the change process, really. And, whenever you have that fear, what you're looking for is on the other side. It's right
Mm,
there. You just
that's
got to
good,
push
Jenna.
through. And I know how hard it is. And I know how many times that I get to that point of fear and I don't go to the other side. I've been there. I've done it 1,000 plus more times. But it
Is
is.
that
There's those other
self-sabotage?
times that it's like, good. Oh, yeah, for sure. For
And
sure.
why do you do that? Because you're afraid to be successful?
1,000 different reasons why I self-sabotage. There's not just one. There's
Tell me
100 million different
I know
reasons.
we have to wrap it up, but can you give me just a couple? Like I said, it's fascinating to me.
Oh, I self-sabotage whenever I'm feeling uncomfortable. I self-sabotage whenever I have fear. I self-sabotage whenever I am throwing a temper tantrum about something that I can't express. I self-sabotage a lot because I can't express a lot all the time.
Okay.
So I self-sabotage for a billion and one reasons.
Okay. It's good that you're able to pinpoint that, actually. That's really, really a good thing.
It's
And
like,
so
that's
how
90% of my journey. It's not the food. It's the
how have you
self-sabotage.
yep, I get you. It's emotional, it's how we deal with situations. How have you been able to change that?
Slow, very, very slow.
Making
By
different choices or
doing no, by reflection. By reflection, and then trying to come up with systems and plans and habits that support new behaviors.
nice.
So just it's hard. It's hard. It's hard
Yeah,
because it's never about the food plan. It's for me.
that's right.
It's always been about self-sabotage. It's always been about dealing with my emotions in a way that's unhealthy for my body. It's always been about other things. It's never been about the food. I'm not a big, yeah, it's just never that. It's never been that. It's always something else. Anytime I like overeat my food, there's something else going on in my head that's driving me to do that. Anytime that I eat like some food that I didn't plan. So if I go and I have, some ice cream that I didn't plan and that's allowed for the day, it's because there's something emotionally going on. It's always something. And a lot of times the hard thing is like trying to figure out what it was, because you think to yourself, okay, so a lot of people say, well, were you lonely? Were you angry? Were you tired? Were you, I can't remember what the acronym is right now, stressed, something else. You go through all the things and you're thinking to yourself, no, 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 no. But apparently I was. I couldn't get
It
there.
was subconscious, maybe.
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure. So it's just analyzing myself and going and forgiving myself each time that it happens, and really looking at it and saying, what can I learn and what can I do better about it the next time? What's a small change that I can make to make it a little bit better the next time?
That's so good. That's so good. It's not about eating too much. It's finding out why. Like, what's causing you to do that? What's causing you to binge? What's causing you to choose,
And fixing those things.
right? Yes. And then changing it, like finding a positive to do instead, and finding like, I think I need to protect myself. And this is another thing that I loved about you.
Boundaries.
Boundaries, baby. Yeah.
Boundaries.
Like, we all have to keep boundaries. We have to keep the bad out. There's a lot of bad out there, you guys.
Mhm.
Don't let it in. You're more important than that. You're precious. Protect
So yeah,
yourself.
you can white knuckle and you can willpower your way through, but it's really that method of willpower only, and just white knuckling and oh, I got to stay to the grindstone. Oh my God. Da, 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 and freaking out about, weight loss and, hitting everything right all the time. At some point in time, you're not going to be able to white knuckle. You're not going to be able to do that. And you're going to quit on yourself. You're going to give up, because you haven't made these like a lifestyle change. You haven't really brought it into your life. You're thinking of it as a means to get to an end, and not of, this is who I am. And that's,
Wow, you've had some good stuff. Good stuff, Deanna. Woo, woo.
woohoo. So that was fun.
Some good nuggets.
I enjoyed F. I am so happy that you came on today to talk about it, but we're going long, and I know everybody has bedtime, so I don't want
Me
to.
included. Look, Zeke is already sleeping.
Aw. So just in case you forgot, these are all the fun places that you can find Kirsten. Check her out if you don't know who she is. Join us on the Fit Squad, because we have so much fun over there. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you,
I appreciate
guys.
you.
Thanks, Deanna.
So I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, it's going to be an adventure. Bye.
Have a good night.